Hello friends, today in lecture 4 of chapter 1 we are going to study about events in sexual reproduction. Now you are aware of this, there are 3 events: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events. In previous lecture you have already studied about pre-fertilization event, which is having two phases, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. During this event, gametes are formed and they are transferred from one place to another place for fusion purpose. After this first event, pre-fertilization event, now second event take place, that is known as fertilization event. Exactly what is fertilization? In sexual reproduction, fusion of gamete, it means male and female gamete undergo fusion process known as fertilization or syngamy. At the end of this process, zygote is formed. Gametes are always haploid. Fusion results into diploid zygote. This zygote further develops into embryo and through various processes and mechanism, zygote develop into new organism. Here, one term is important, parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Without any stimulation of fertilization, female gamete undergo the mechanism process which develop new organism. But it is without fertilization and known as parthenogenesis. Some examples are there: rotifers, honeybees, some lizards and some birds. They show this kind of sexual fertilization without fertilization stimulation. There are two types of fertilization, external and internal. As the name suggests, external, outside of the body, internal, inside of the body. First, external type of fertilization. Here, fertilization or syngamy. This process takes place in external medium like water outside of the body. Which type of organisms show this type of external fertilization? Mostly aquatic organisms like algae and fishes and amphibia, they show external type of fertilization. Some features of external fertilization. These organisms actually they show great synchrony between the sexes, male and female. They release a large number of gametes to enhance the chances of syngamy, as well as wastage of gametes. Bony fishes and frogs, these are organisms which show this type of features. Some disadvantages of external fertilization. Here, offsprings are extremely vulnerable to deletion of threats their survival in nature. So, up to adulthood, they have to protect their sems against predators. Second type, internal type of fertilization. This type, syngamy or fertilization occur inside the body. Terrestrial organisms show this type of fertilization belonging to fungi, higher animals like reptiles, birds, mammals. Majority of plants they also show this type of external fertilization: bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Features of this type of fertilization. Here, egg is formed inside of the body of female organism. male gametes, they are motile. They have to reach up to the egg cell for fusion process. During this fertilization, number of male gametes or sperms, they are produced in very large amount. There is a significant reduction in the number of egg produced during this. In seed plants, non-motile male gametes are carried to female gamete and they form pollen tubes and fertilization process take place. This way, two type of fertilization, external and internal fertilization take place in various organisms. External means outside of the body, internal means inside of the body. They are having various features, various examples nature are observed here. You can find out some other examples of internal and external type of fertilization in nature. Third and last event of this type of mechanism, that is post-fertilization event. As the name suggests, post, after fertilization this event takes place. That's why name is given post-fertilization event. Up to this, zygote is formed through fusion of male and female gamete. Male and female gametes, they are always haploid. They undergo syngamy, fusion or fertilization process in previous event. They form zygote. Zygote is always diploid, 2n. By further development, zygote develops into embryo. It frequently undergo mitosis process. Number of cells increases, tissues are formed, organs are formed and organism is formed. So, zygote is the first cell to form entire body of the living organism. Zygote is diploid, undergo mitosis process and further development take place. Some features of zygote are important here. They are always diploid in nature, 2n, because they develop from fertilization of haploid male and female gamete. It means n cross n gives diploid 2n zygote. During external fertilization, zygote is formed in external medium, which is usually water. During internal fertilization, zygote is formed within body, inside the body, and various examples are there. After formation of zygote, first cell for living organism including human being, it undergoes further development process. In fungi and algae, zygote develop a thick wall protective layering which is resistance to damage to protect itself. It undergoes the period of rest before germination. It means that immediately after formation of zygote, it does not undergo germination process, but in between this, it takes some period of time as a resting period. In haplontic life cycle, zygote divide meiotically. Meiosis process take place. It results into haploid spore, and through this haploid spore, new organism is formed, that is haploid individual. Importance of zygote. Zygote is actually the vital link that ensures the continuity of species generation to generation. It means from one generation to next generation in living organisms. In sexually reproducing organism, including human being also, it is the first cell, single cell, diploid cell where our life begins. And ultimately further development, it results into new living organism. This way, zygote is very important for life. Now, mechanism of embryogenesis. After zygote formation, it undergo mitosis division. मतलब zygote 2n continuously divide into many cells which are also diploid and results into new organism. How does it take place? Zygote develops through cell division, which is mitosis, and cell differentiation. During cell division, number of cells increase. It means that from single cell, zygote, beginning of life, so many numerous cells are formed this way which are similar to their parental cell. After number of cells form, after cell division process, cell differentiation process take place. During cell differentiation, number of group of cells they organize into tissues. Tissues form organs, organs form organ system, and from organ system organisms develop. So, during embryogenesis, zygote results into mature embryo and which develops into new living organism. Sexually reproducing organisms, they are categorized into two types, oviparous and viviparous. First, oviparous type of organisms. In these organisms, fertilized egg covered by a hard calcareous cell, it laid in safe place. After the period of incubation, young one hatch out from that. Organisms like reptiles and birds, they are oviparous in nature. Second, viviparous organisms. Here, zygote develops into a young one inside the body of female organism. After certain stages of growth and development, young ones are delivered out of the body of female organisms. Here, chances of survival are greater than oviparous type of animals. Which are the examples of viviparous animals? They are actually majority of mammals, including human being. If we talk about flowering plants, as you know, in flowering plants, male and female sexually reproductive organs are present, gynoecium and androecium. In flowering plants, zygote is formed inside the ovule, which is part of female reproductive organ. After fertilization process, some whorls of flower, sepals, petals, stamens, they are withdrawn and fall up. Pistil remains attached to the plant. So once fertilization process take place, once fertilization process over in flowering plants, zygote develops into embryo. Ovules develop into seeds. Ovary develops into fruit. Here, fruit possesses pericarp. Pericarp is actually fruit wall, which is a thick wall. After certain period of growth, seeds are liberated. During favorable condition, during favorable season, this seed germinates and germination of seed results into new plant. So this way, in animals, in plants, this type of mechanism of fertilization is observed. With this, we are completing chapter 1 here. In chapter 1, main points we have studied, that is what is reproduction, various terms involved with reproduction, types of reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction, various mechanisms of asexual reproduction, examples of organisms, sexual reproduction, mechanism and process, examples, events involved in sexual reproduction. 3 type of events: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization event. Pre-fertilization, gametogenesis, gamete transfer. Fertilization process, formation of zygote, development of zygote. Post-fertilization event, embryogenesis process and development of new organisms in plant and animals we have studied. So now you have clear idea about entire process of reproduction, types of reproduction, mechanisms and examples. After studying this all topics thoroughly, okay, make a note on question number 1 to 18 given as an exercise in textbook.